Similar to Virgil Abloh, how he's like a creative director of Louis Vuitton, but he has so many other things going on for him. Like he's also CEO of his own clothing line, and then he also does a bunch of creative projects for like celebrities and stuff. Does a bunch of collabs with a bunch of different people, and I kind of want to just do stuff like that. My idol is Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh, that is definitely like my idol. I want to be like him someday. Hey guys, so as you can see by the intro of this video, I'm going to be talking about someone who I didn't know personally, but honestly was the only person I think that I really looked up to, who recently passed away. As many of you know, he had a heart condition which he didn't come publicly outward about. It really struck me by surprise when this person passed away. I'll be honest, I don't think I cried this much over someone I didn't personally know's death. It really just, it felt like I lost somebody in my own family, and I couldn't even like talk about this when it first happened just because I was just so upset. Like it really devastated me. And for like those of you like that don't know Virgil Abloh, that is just somebody that I've always like idolized. I know people, they look up to athletes, they look up to rappers, they look up to celebrities, you know, and people that they want to be like, that inspires them. And Virgil was somebody who really inspired me and kind of inspired what I wanted to do with my life and with my career. So for him to leave this world, I'm at a loss for words, really. But I did want to talk to you guys about it and express my respect to Virgil. I know that I've talked about him before. I mentioned about how he was the creative director of Louis Vuitton and also the CEO of Off-White. He is very tapped in with the fashion industry. He came into fame around when he was working with Kanye. Then he like went off and did his own thing. However, he was still very tapped in with celebrity culture. People know him in that light, but I devoted a lot of my time into looking at his personal life, his own perspective of looking at art and fashion and music industry and how all these things come together, including his vision and including architecture and design into fashion design. Yeah, I looked at pretty much everything that he did, including his charity work and community service. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that, about how good of a person Virgil was, and maybe talk about some things that a lot of people maybe didn't know about him. I'm not expecting to get crazy amount of views off this video, and really I think this is more a video for me personally, just to pay my respect to this person who I didn't know personally, but I think it would help with my own emotional healing in dealing with his death. And hopefully you guys too, if you clicked on this video, are a little bit curious to know more about him as well. So with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and read you some of my research paper that I did on Virgil's community service projects. A few days ago, I posted a snippet of my research paper that I did on some of Virgil's community service projects. I did a poll asking if you guys would be interested in reading it. I actually got a lot of responses back of people saying they wanted to read it. I'm gonna go ahead and just copy and paste the paper into my description because it's not very long, but for those of you who don't want to read it and would rather just listen to me talk about it, I will go ahead and kind of like summarize the paper in this video. Basically what I'm gonna do here is just educate you guys on Virgil. I'm just gonna go ahead and just read straight off of the research paper. Social engagement refers to one's participation in a community or society and oftentimes is associated with philanthropy. One such philanthropist I will be discussing within this research paper is the esteemed Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh is known for many things. However, he is mainly known for being the creative director of Louis Vuitton and CEO of Off-White, as I mentioned. Virgil was born in Rockford, Illinois in 1980. He earned a degree in civil engineering from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and a master's degree in architecture at the Illinois Institute of Technology. He values his roots in Illinois as well as his education. Therefore, it is no surprise that his socially engaged projects are focused in Illinois and supporting the education of the youth. As an African-American man, he especially prioritizes Black youth education. He calls his collection of projects quite literally community service, which creatively updates the idea of charity. I am choosing to write about Virgil Abloh because he is my greatest inspiration and he has my utmost respect. Despite all his success, he remains humble, gives back to his community, and offers underserved youth greater opportunities. In Virgil's community service advocacy report, he states, systematic change starts at the grassroots level, from the collective efforts of people taking action and lifting up their own communities. I'm committed to helping ensure that this social revolution is not just a moment, but a movement, and I am holding myself to task. Enter my advocacy report, my ongoing progress in uplifting Black voices and showcasing Black talent and achievement. With this report, I hope to inspire others to fuel fuel lasting progress in their own communities with the help of my teams and the brands I work with. I focus on leveraging the tools at my disposal to translate words into action. From fundraising for Black youth education with the Virgil Abloh Postmodern Scholarship Fund to partnering with nonprofit change maker Alita Clark for Chicago Safe Houses, opening new doors for the Black community has always been and always will be the focus of my career. From this statement, one may notice the passion and determination Virgil has toward uplifting the Black community. Some of the most notable events Virgil has hosted as part of his community service took place during NBA All-Star Weekend in February of 2020. According to journalist Tracy Marasegan with the streetwear news platform Modern Notoriety, these events were hosted in Chicago, Illinois at the Boys and Girls Club basketball court and Nike Lab Recreation Center, two facilities that Abloh designed and developed through his partnership with Nike. At the Boys and Girls Club, Virgil, as well as NBA players LeBron James and Anthony Davis, spoke on the significance the newly renovated basketball court and Nike Lab Recreation Center has on the Chicago community. Virgil intended for each space to give the city's underserved youth the necessary tools and resources to guide them through their creative path. In addition, Virgil presented his insights behind his design process and personal philosophies to inspire the youth at the event. This socially engaged event significantly contributes toward the future of art because it not only encourages the youth to be creative, but it also provides them with the tools necessary to do so. Following this event, Virgil and a group of local creatives held a hoodie customization workshop at the Nike Lab Recreation Center. After this workshop, the Air Force One customization workshop took place. At the workshop, Virgil addressed the unique way the space connects community within a retail environment. Once again, Virgil's socially engaged workshops bring the community together and encourage creativity within it. Another part of Virgil Abloh's community service is his scholarship fund and mentorship Postmodern, as well as a film for Louis Vuitton Message in a Bottle, which was created by an all-Black creative team. During the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, Virgil gives his insights on the Black Lives Matter movement. He states that we've all come to realize the discrepancy that exists for Black people in the world, but particularly within the industries of fashion, art, and design. As a figurehead in the fashion industry, he decided to lay the groundwork for other Black creators who plan to enter the industry by creating his Postmodern Scholarship Fund, which is a $1 million investment funded by both donations and corporate partners. This scholarship is also accompanied by a mentorship for Black college students. In an interview with the magazine The Face, Virgil states that the idea is to abolish systemic racism, which manifests itself in a number of ways. Black people in upper-level management positions of these highly influential brands and entities are few and far between. I want to change that. Virgil's Postmodern Scholarship Fund supports Black students who may need professional mentorship, access to learning or creative resources, or financial support to complete merit-based scholarships or to enter the industry of their choice. Although Postmodern may not be so much a socially engaged project, it nonetheless contributes to the social justice movement Black Lives Matter. However, a project which can be considered a socially engaged project was Louis Vuitton's film Message in a Bottle, made by an all-Black creative team. This was a cartoon meets reality film created by Black Anime, a young Black LA-based collective, and scored by the SARA creative partners, excuse me if I butcher the names, Taz Arnold, Shafiq Hussain, and Omaz Keith. Virgil does not claim the film as a fancy fashion film, rather it is him showcasing contemporary Black creativity. The scholarship fund and Virgil's work at Louis Vuitton go hand in hand. While the scholarship fund looks to the next generation of Black talent, Abloh's new film puts his mission into practice right now. Thus, while the scholarship is meant to support the future of fashion's Black creatives, the film acts as a product of contemporary creativity within the Black community. In addition, Virgil worked with Alita Clark to help raise money for her anti-violence organization Hugs No Slugs. According to the Chicago Tribune, Clark started Hugs No Slugs in 2015 following her mother's passing and the murder of Tyshawn Lee, the 9-year-old who was killed in a gang revenge shooting. For the past years, she has been helping feed her friends who live under the viaduct during the winter months. Her outreach led to the founding of her first safe house, where she gives out food and COVID-19 supplies. Abloh and the West Loop store Noter sought to extend her outreach by conducting a nationwide donation raffle in which pairs of Abloh's limited off-white Air Jordan 4 sale sneakers were the prize. Participants in the raffle would donate $3, which would equate to one raffle ticket entry for the chance to win the sneakers. I consider this a socially engaged activity because of the required participation of the community to support this project. According to the owner of Noter, Michael Jaworowski, $187,151.79 were raised in 2 days, and all the proceeds went towards Clark's Hugs No Slugs. In response to the unexpected donation, Clark stated, "We all have a responsibility to do more, a responsibility to do something. I didn't have a gang of people to make this happen. All I had was respect for my people, love for my community, and because I was so consistent moment, because I was so genuine, doors opened eventually. It never happens when you want it to happen, but it's going to happen as long as you stay true to who you are and stay true to your work and your goals. It's going to happen. Virgil discovered Clark on Instagram through his friends and family, and he was inspired by her story and grassroots work. Virgil says, "This is action. This is grassroots, and it's efficient, and I think she should be celebrated for persevering." As a result of the collaboration, Virgil left the community activists access to the same business administration team resources that helped him get from Chicago to the head of Louis Vuitton, and Clark decided to use the funds from the raffle to open up 10 more safe houses around Chicago to help feed the homeless, provide mentoring for middle and high school students, and help families who lost their children to gun violence pay for funerals, among other things. Virgil's socially engaged project and collaboration with Clark was impressive, for it brought positivity to Chicago and encouraged the participation of the nation. Virgil Abloh is a jack of all trades and one who has found success within the fashion industry, but that is not the best part about him. One may argue that what makes him stand out is his desire to give back to his community and help uplift those who are to follow in his footsteps. His contributions to Chicago and the Black community, such as the renovated Boys and Girls Club basketball court, the Nike Lab Recreation Center, Postmodern Scholarship Fund, and mentorship program, his film Message in a Bottle, and his collaboration with Clark's Hug No Slugs organization are only a few socially engaged projects Virgil has worked on. Despite his growing success, he never forgets to remember where he came from. He is an exemplar for all creatives, and he is paving the way for many others to find success with their art and creativity through his socially engaged community service. That is all for my research paper, you guys. I appreciate you guys for sitting through this. I know it's probably not the most entertaining thing ever, but it's not really meant for entertainment. It's more informative. But I hope you guys learned something from that, and I hope that you realize that Virgil was a very caring person and cared a lot about his community. He never switched up. He always stuck to his roots, and I hope that inspires you guys to also remember, no matter where you go in life, always remember where you come from. Stay humble, stay true to yourself, and always give back to whoever has helped you get to where you are, whether that be your community, your family, your friends. I just hope you guys found some type of inspiration from this and go out and pursue your dreams the way that Virgil has. I know for me, I know I keep talking about it, but he's definitely inspired me, and honestly, I guess his passing in a way motivates me to really just keep going and keep chasing after what I want, because I don't want his legacy to just die. I know he has people under him that are to follow in his footsteps, and I as well would like to emulate his greatness. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more videos. I hope my research paper didn't bore you guys to death. Let me know what other videos you'd want to see from me. Maybe you guys like these kind of sit down videos. I don't know. I don't mind talking about Virgil. I don't mind talking about fashion and my passions. If that's something that you guys are interested in, please let me know. Thank you guys so much.